Welcome to a knowledge nugget presented by CORTEX. Today we will explain and clarify the importance of exercise testing protocols. The content of this video defines what is an exercise testing protocol, it illustrates different types and possibilities of a protocol, and guides us through practical examples. An exercise protocol is a specific method that brings a subject to the agreed physiological stress. By doing so, we can objectively measure and assess the physiological system of an individual. For each circumstance, a valid and well-grounded protocol needs to be selected, which then can be easily reproduced from the software for later use. One of the most common protocols is a RAM test, a slow, gradual and continuous increase of power output until exhaustion. It is often used to acquire VO2 peak values and threshold estimation, which then would assist in defining training zones for the subject or an athlete. When using a RAM test, it allows for an easy identification and analysis of thresholds while using a 9-panel plot. This method is also a common application in medical settings. On the other hand, a step test is performed in stages, where each stage has a specific duration and power output. Other than determining the VO2 peak and thresholds, a step test is also used to identify steady states and response time for specific physiological parameters, thus giving us a clear picture when analyzing the kinetics of those parameters. This protocol method is favored from the sports medicine profession. Sinus and chirp protocols are more rare methods focused on scientific studies and research, where observation of kinetics and frequencies are the main core of the investigation. Another example of a specialized protocol is the pseudo-random binary sequence, or PRBS, where it tries to mimic the physiological stress of an everyday life situation, with an interest on the kinetics of the investigated variables. Its application is generally seen as well on the field of research. Of course, when it comes to protocol creation, we're not limited to standardized protocols only. There's also a possibility of combining different types or produce your own protocol. The software gives the freedom of endless configuration options for protocol creation on both treadmill and cycloergometry testing. This flexibility is ideal when producing HEAT protocols. Common testing protocols are used to define and determine the maximum oxygen uptake and its thresholds. Efficiency slopes can also be generated by looking at the kinetics of specific variables. By analyzing all these steps, a conclusion can derive on the performance and limiting factors of the physiological system. To summarize, exercising protocols are used to assess exercise tolerance and identify potential performance and limiting factors. The selected protocol should be sport-specific and geared towards the respective objective of the investigation. Thus, the appropriate selection of an exercise protocol is a crucial step before the start of spiroergometric examination. Thank you for joining.